welcome back to my channel. I haven't made a video in a very long time. Not that anyone really cares, but this is gonna be like a chit chat, get ready with me kind of thing. I'm just getting ready for work, so I thought I'd sit down and make a video since I haven't in like, I think it's almost 8 months. It might even be more, but yeah, so let's get started. First, I'm just going to hydrate my skin and moisturize with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I don't know what it is lately, but I haven't really been liking primers all that much. I kind of just moisturize my skin and put foundation on. I tried the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer, I think it's called. I just got the baby size to see how I'd like it, because my pores are really big and I like to minimize that. And also my smile lines get really bad with foundation, so I thought that would help, and it broke me out. So I'm glad I only got the small version of that because I hated it. So just going straight in with foundation, I'm using the CoverGirl 3-in-1 Stay Fabulous foundation in the shade 842. I was using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless for a really long time, but I don't know. I don't think it wears the same as it did when I first bought it. I don't know why. I just feel like because I've been using it for so long, my skin is like, just like, do not wear this foundation anymore. You're really being extra. I think I've been using that religiously for like a year now. So it's time to go back to something else. So that's why I'm using the CoverGirl. So I'm just putting this on with my finger at first, and then I'm gonna take my dirty beauty blender, don't judge me, and blend that out. And I used to really like foundations with a super yellow undertone, but recently I've been really liking the more beige undertone. Is that what it's called? I'm in beauty school, I should know this. But yeah, I like more of a, that's the word, neutral, more neutral undertone as of lately. I just think it looks a lot more natural and it matches the rest of my body a little bit more. And recently I have been making a note to myself to always put foundation down my neck a lot more, because my skin gets so pale around my neck. It's like literally paper white, and then on my ears too, because my ears always get red, and then it's like I have red ears and like a smooth face. Like it just looks weird. And I usually use like 2 to 3 pumps of this foundation when I put it on. The coverage is pretty good. It just is a little liquidy than what I thought it was before. I really didn't remember this foundation being so liquidy. I thought it was more like a mousse, but I also haven't used it for like years, so that could probably be why. And I usually blend my foundation in for like at least 20 minutes. So I'm probably gonna have to fast forward this part. That's okay. Okay, so now all that is blended in, I'm gonna go in with concealer. I have really been obsessed with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm in the shade Fair Neutral. This has amazing coverage. It covers all my redness on my cheeks and under eyes. I used to really love the Urban Decay Naked Skin concealer, but once I started using this, I just felt like the coverage to that concealer was just like, you can't compare. This is literally amazing. A little bit goes a long way, and I just love the applicator. It's huge. I love this. I'm obsessed with it. So this is all I've been using lately. That's like, looks a lot, but blend it out. It looks really cool and pretty. It looks cool. Like, how am I even describing this? On my forehead. Wow. Thanks, truck. Really killing the vibe. And it looks really white right now, but I really like my under eye to be super highlighted and everywhere else, because if you highlight your under eyes like and it's super white and clean under your eyes, you have to do it with basically all the other high points of your face or you're gonna look crazy. So I put the concealer everywhere where I want my face to come forward. And I just don't put as much on my forehead though, because I do have a bigger forehead. But I just want everything to even out with the brightness of this concealer. And if there's ever like too much product on something, I always flip my beauty blender to the side of it where there's more dampness to it and not enough product, so it just blends all of that out and it ends up looking really nice. So it's kind of like an eraser. The sun keeps going in and out, so I apologize for the lighting. I'm not a pro YouTuber, so I don't have a fancy ring light or anything. I just use natural light. So again, I'm just blending all of this out with a beauty blender. Again, I think my foundation and concealer takes the longest for me, because I think when you have really nice looking skin and it's all blended out nicely and seamlessly, I think that's the key to good looking makeup, is to have your skin look really nice. Okay, so all that is blended out. I'm going to set my under eyes with the Airspun Loose Face Powder. This will always and forever be my favorite powder. I think it's really comparable to the Laura Mercier powder. It's just not $5,000 for loose powder. I will never justify spending that much for a face powder. And I'm just using this old beauty blender that's kind of gross that I don't really use anymore. And I'm just gonna set that. And since I don't really contour my nose, I kind of just take the powder on the sides and let it sit. So it's kind of like reverse contouring, if that's a thing. And then I do a little tiny line down the center of my nose, like that. And then I'm just gonna set a little bit on my chin and kind of like a triangle on my forehead. And on my eyes, because I'm not gonna put an eye primer on right now. I don't really see the point in wasting it just for work. But recently I've been using either the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly or just trying to use up the rest of my Naked Skin concealer, and I'll just put that on my eyes and set it with like a bone colored shadow. So I'm doing my eyebrows with the e.l.f. brow pencil in taupe. I'm just outlining where I normally do. I'm gonna do a video at some point with like a very in-depth tutorial on how I do my eyebrows. Again, thank you, Car. Thank you. What was I even saying? Eyebrows. I'm gonna do an in-depth tutorial on how I do my eyebrows and the products I use. But for right now, I'm just gonna tell you the products I use. I make sure to leave the front parts a little bit more bare because I'm going to go in with a shadow later on. I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to brush away If I can find my brush. Oh, here it is. Brush away the bake underneath my eyes and everywhere else. It's been sitting there for about 5 minutes now, and that's way past the time I usually put it on there, but my eyebrows were not cooperating today. And I'm gonna come back to my eyebrows after I'm done my eyeshadow and setting the rest of my face, because sometimes I don't know if I want to go very strong with my eyebrows or like more natural once I'm done the eye look. Because I think an overpowering brow with like a really natural eye is kind of excessive sometimes. So yeah, I'm going to set the rest of my face with a Real Techniques powder brush and Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I'm running low on my Airspun loose base powder, so I don't really want to use that all over my face until I get a new one, because I really cannot live without that powder. And I always make sure to get around my nose really good, because for some reason that's the only oily part of my face, is around my nose. Everything else is pretty normal on my face. So now that's done, I'm going to head into the eyes, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I got this a few weeks ago and I've used it every day since, and I wear makeup, I want to say 6 out of 7 days a week, so this palette has been very loved. I'm obsessed with this color palette. I love reds, I love warm tones, so this is really like my life in a palette. I don't know why, but people always diss the brushes that come with this, but it's a blending brush and a packing brush, so I use this a lot. Clearly it's been loved. So I'm going to take a Real Techniques setting brush and this shade Tempera. It's just like a satin white-ish creamy color, and I'm just using that to cancel out any of the discoloration on my eyes, and it's gonna work as a brow bone highlight. I really like this shade. I'm glad they included a shade like this, because in any palettes, if there's not like a satin bone colored shade to set my eyelids, I don't want it. I don't want it. I am going to take the color Warm Taupe, which is exactly what it is, a warm taupe, and I'm going to put this in my crease. I know it looks crazy at first, but don't worry. It's gotta look crazy and messy before it looks good. So I'm just doing that in windshield wiper motions, and then I go back and I'm doing in, well, for me, it's clockwise circular motions. And then once I come to this point right here on my eye, I will get a little bit more, tap off some of the excess, and then bring that into the corner of my eye to connect it. I'm sorry if I'm looking not at the camera. I'm filming on an iPhone because I'm too poor. Not poor, but it's just not in my budget right now to have a camera. I go to school and work, and yeah, that money needs to go to something useful, like food and education and paying off my student loans. Taking raw sienna on a MAC 286 brush, and I'm focusing that a little bit more below the warm taupe and blending it down onto my lid. And this is just a duo fiber blending brush. I really love it. I probably use this 95% of the time when I do makeup. If you're gonna buy any MAC brush, it would definitely be this one. I really like it. And it just puts like the right amount of product on. And if I realize that I've gone too ham on any of the colors. I just take this e.l.f. It's called a Flawless Concealer Brush, but it's just like a giant blending brush. And I'll just go in and blend any part that I think is too harsh. Okay, now that that is all blended, this is a little crazy. I'll fix that later. But I'm going to take the packing brush side of the brush that came with the palette, and I'm going to take Antiqued Bronze, and I'm going to put that on my lid. But I really don't want it to be super crazy and pigmented because I am just going to work. But yeah, something like that. I'm going to Disney for Christmas time. I'm really excited. Leave in about 2 weeks. And we're driving, staying at Fort Wilderness. I'm super, super excited. I really want to try and do like a vlog kind of video and like document our time being there, because we'll be there like literally on Christmas. And I think that's so cool. And who wouldn't want to document that? It's Disney. And I'm just gonna blend out the edges of that so it's not too crazy. I got a little bit of fallout with that shade. I don't know if you can see that, but just brush it away and come right off. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take Warm Taupe again and run that right under my eyes. I like a heavy lash line, so I basically do it all the way down. And I'm just connecting it to the shadow on the outer V of my eye. Take some of Raw Sienna and place that on the lower lash line as well. And taking the blending part of this brush and blending all the colors together. And one more time, blending everything on top. Never blend too much. And for my inner corner highlight, I don't know what brush I'm gonna use. I will use this one. This is just the Target brand brushes. I actually think they're really good. I used one of them for my highlight, which you'll see in a minute. But now I'm gonna take this gold color called Primavera and put that in my inner corners. Because since this eye look is a little bit darker, I want my inner corner to stand out and make my eyes look bright. I'm gonna put a little bit on my brow bone as well. I kind of want to be extra and make my inner corner crazy. So I'm gonna take Fix Plus, spray that on this brush, and dip into that color again. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was going for. I told myself I was gonna do a natural look, but I'm gonna like go into work, my face beat, and be like, what are you doing? Okay, I'm not gonna do mascara just yet because I like to jump all over the place with my makeup, if you haven't realized from past videos. I'm going to go with one more. I'm gonna go with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm gonna mix the lightest shade and like this middle bronzy shade together, on my Wet n Wild, I think this is a blush brush, but I use it for bronzing. I just mix those two colors together and bronze it up. And again, this is a common theme in my makeup. I like to blend a lot. So I usually sit here when I do bronzer and blend for about like 5 to 10 minutes. I just like the way my makeup looks more when I do that. And since I don't contour my nose, all I do is I pinch the brush, and whatever's left, I just run it along the sides and right at the bottom, just so everything on my face looks even. And then I go down my neck. I'm not the biggest fan of blush, so the bronzer kind of acts as that. Now for highlight, my favorite part, I'm gonna use Becca and Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Pop. This will always be like my favorite highlighter ever, and one of those Target brand brushes. This is literally so close to the Anastasia, I think it's A23 brush. Yeah, and I found this at Target. I was like, why would I spend all that money for the Anastasia brush when this Target one is exactly like it? Just put that on my cheekbones, and then I blend it in like a C formation. Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, and recently I've been really liking to put highlight right here. I don't know why, I just think it looks really good to me, and if it doesn't to you, I don't care. Oh Lord, that might be a little excessive, but whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the eyes now. I'm gonna curl them with, this is literally from Forever 21. I've said before in past videos that I love Forever 21 eyelash curlers. I just think they do an amazing job, and they're usually like $2.50 to $3.50. They're literally like a few dollars. They're amazing. And I have tried the more expensive ones before, like more expensive eyelash curlers, and I just don't like them as much. I tried like the $20 Tweezerman eyelash curlers, and I hated them. I like gave them to someone else because I hated them that much. For mascara, I'm gonna use Maybelline Lash Sensational. Again, I've said before, I really love this mascara. It's in the color Blackest Black, and it just does an amazing job of separating your lashes and making them super long and full without looking clumpy, obviously. I'm gonna finish off the eyebrows. I'm just gonna take this Real Techniques angled brush, and all the product that is right here that's like a little, that's like too much for me, I'm gonna blend forward so my eyebrow has a more natural gradient to it. Sometimes I will use the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in taupe, but sometimes just doing this is enough, and it looks really natural to me. I mean, what's really natural about this brow, but it just looks nicer and cleaner to me. I don't really like this gap right up here on my eyebrow, so I'm gonna take that brow powder from Anastasia and just like fill lightly, keyword lightly, fill that in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take, if I can find it, oh, here it is. I have a lot of makeup, so it's all spread out right now, and something that's right in front of my face, I can't even find it, you know? The L'Oreal, it's all rubbed off, but I think it's the Brow Stylist or the Brow Plumper. I forget, but I'm pretty sure it's in like medium deep or something. Medium to dark. I'm just gonna run that through my brows. I just really like to use this because it defines the brow hairs a lot more and makes it look like this is actually the shape of my brows instead of like, oh, I just took an hour to do these and they're really fake. Then I'm gonna take some Anastasia clear brow gel and set these brows. I do have the Rosebud lip balm that you can get at like Sephora and Ulta, but I can't find it right now. Hold please. I guess I'll just use Carmex. Whatever. I always like to put a chapstick on before I put any lip product, lipstick, whatever, on. I'm gonna use Kat Von D's Bow & Arrow liquid lipstick. This has been really my go-to lip color. I really don't know why, but that took me so long for no reason. But this is the lip color. I really like it. Sometimes I'll even take the Anastasia lip gloss in Gilded. I'm really obsessed with this, but I'm just not feeling it today. I think this is where we're gonna stop. I think so. Oh wait, no, setting spray. How could I forget? I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. This is just the baby size because I'm trying it out, but I think I'm gonna repurchase and buy the bigger size. Yeah, so I'm just gonna douse myself in this. Yeah, so this is the final look. I know my highlight's crazy, but I love highlight. So thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it as always, and hopefully I will see you in my next video, not in 8 months. Bye.